But I don't feel like it's appropriate in your friendship that you would have with a gentleman to be discussing your relationship. I don't think it's okay to outsource your man with another man and think that your friend knows best than the man that you should be working on your communication with. If there's some difficulties or some stuff going on within your relationship, then this is the part where y'all come together and you wait for it to make sense. There should be no reason why another man is making sense of your relationship when the person that you should be talking to is your man.
Okay, okay, okay. Now, this point, my point is not to prove to you guys that he does not want to have sex with me. He's not going to say it if I ask him, of course. But my point is to prove to you the value of friendships between a man and a woman and that it can actually happen because people have value in general. So I am going to ask him a couple of questions. Okay. I'm not going to call your name, but what is it? Okay. Describe who I am to you, what my position is in your life as a friend.
A very, very loyal, close friend, thicker than blood level type sister, and the godmother to my children since day one.
Okay.
Do I need to say more? Because I can.
You good. Oh no,
Okay.
I know you can. Also, do I touch a door, a wallet, or anything else when we are out? When we go out to lunch, when we go anywhere?
Oh God, no.
And it doesn't have to be anything that you're getting for this.
No, that's just the level of respect I have for you. And if anything, it's hey, this is a gesture of friendship. Like, yo, I respect you that much and think that much of you to do that for you, without anything in return, because I know you got my back.
How?
So I'm just saying, there doesn't have to be any strings attached. No. Every man doesn't want anything.
The loyalty. No, that's it. I know you got my back. Period. I don't need nothing else. You a true friend.
30 years this year.
I do have a question, though.
30 years this year. 30 years this year.
Okay.
I got a question for him, though. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
What's going on, bro? Shout out to both friends. All right. And you don't have to answer this, but I will ask this. How do you know that she has your back? Like what, like tangibly, how has that manifested itself over the years?
First off, the support that she's given me as far as my kids that I didn't even have to ask for, that she would just willingly do on her own, out of respect for me and knowing my situation and what I have going on. It's deep, bro. I'm just telling you. I mean, I don't know if y'all barking up a tree or whatever, but I'm just telling you, like, dude, this is solid. Seriously.
I helped raise his kids.
Literally.
Respect. I think that where I could take maybe some pause with you choosing to treat Bo with the gestures of maybe opening doors or paying, that's your choice. I think that's probably where things can get a little bit choppy. Because I had this discussion with the panel a few days ago. All my female friends get treated like friends. That means to me that if me and Sweeney are hanging out and I consider Sweeney a friend, if I choose to pick up the bill, it ain't because of anything other than just my character, you know. But with a woman, it's the same. To me, if she's been acquired as a friend, I'm gonna treat her like a person, but I'm not necessarily gonna go on my way and open doors or, you know, like boyfriend energy. She gets fair treatment. And I guess that's probably where a lot of times the lines get blurred. Because when I heard you say, you know, oh, I don't open doors, Bo, I'm like, why not? Like, I mean, but that's his choice, you know.
Because that's how he would treat like his mother or his sister or any other woman in his life that he revered. That's what I mean.
Enough.
Not like this boyfriend treatment, but I mean, boyfriend treatment, but like, that's what I mean.
Okay, that's fair.
Respect.
That's fair.
I mean, like, I'm gonna say this.
That's fair.
I'm pretty sure there are people that you have in your life that you want to keep around, so you're gonna treat them with respect.
There's
nothing else beyond this. Like, I like your company.
Absolutely.
I want to make sure when you are around me, I want to make sure you're comfortable. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't want to mess
I
you up.
get you. I get
I,
you.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I love my homegirl, but shit, I ain't paying for your meals.
I feel you. I'm not. Every now and then I may, but
I might pick
she
up the
got
tab
money
every
too. Like,
now and then,
yeah.
but like you got, hey, I ain't paying for your meals all the time. Like it didn't. I'll put a tent up for you though. I'll come give some physical labor. But shit, I
Uh,
want that baked ziti too, man. Like you tripping.
But that's what I was
um,
saying. Like I
I,
see it every day because I like in the back chat. I put like my husband. He has two, and he calls them their best friends. One of them he called his sister because she been around since he was like 14. You know what I'm saying? And he literally like they're literally close and it's no sexual tension, no nothing at all. And the same thing that Bo was saying, like he'll call her, she'll call him, she'll ask him for advice about her man, and things like that. Like we get together on holidays, like we know each other's kids, like they come over, they've spent a night, like I guess it's kind of like what Trev is saying when y'all are making it sound like men cannot have platonic relationships. And I'm gonna say even if it's an attractive woman, like people can have friends and say, oh, notice that they're attractive, but want the friend value the friendship more than the physical aspect of, oh, we can smash, right? So I think maybe I'm thinking, according to y'all, more highly of men than I should, based on the way y'all are describing that men can't be in platonic relationships,
No, that's
even
why.
if they're
may
attracted
I?
to
That's
somebody.
why
I didn't, but
Dominion.
Well,
I didn't
That's
agree
why.
with that, and neither
I,
true.
Yeah,
I
that's
just
why
want to.
No, I
Dominion.
don't mean
I,
y'all. That's why I
Yeah,
specifically
that,
said what you
that's
said.
why Dominion is the
um,
difference between friend zoning and just being friends. Because there's a total difference between somebody being friend zoned and then y'all just becoming platonic friends.
Yeah, I did read
Yeah,
that. I did
friend
look
zone
up the
is actually
definition.
nefarious.
Yeah, friend zone is when somebody has unrequited love, like they want to be with the person, but the other person just don't want them.
And they
Right.
using
can
their
I
Yeah.
say something?
Yeah, go ahead, Savage.
Um, this is just my personal opinion, but I don't feel like it's appropriate in your friendship that you would have with a gentleman to be discussing your relationship. I don't think it's okay to outsource your man with another man and think that your friend knows best than the man that you should be working on your communication with. If there's some difficulties or some stuff going on within your relationship, then this is the part where y'all come together and you wait for it to make sense. There should be no reason why another man is making sense of your relationship when the person that you should be talking to is your man. Hence the whole thing of that's not what I said. You're not understanding me. You're twisting my words. It's just a strong communication mishap. And it's going to get even worse when you think that his input is more important than the input of the man that's over there holding you down and sitting next to your rear end every night and showing up for you and providing for you. Since when is his opinion more important than the person that's been there the whole entire time? That's the part where it's like that's a cutoff. That's
Would you go to
disrespectful.
your
It's
dad
inappropriate.
for advice about
That's
your
different. That's
relationship?
my family. This is not some man that could just come in and take me away from this person potentially. When you start outsourcing
Mhm.
your man with another man,
Oh,
at this point, you are
Mhm.
now entertaining his possible op because the more you open up, the more
Mhm.
vulnerable you are, the more that you speak, the more accessible you are. Once you grant that access, that means that you have opened up doors for possibilities. There ain't no possibility with my father. There ain't no possibility with my brother, but there is a possibility with this brother, making him think that his opinion is more important than my man. We're not doing that in
I,
my
re- I
personal opinion.
I respect what you said, but what I heard seems limiting in a sense that eliminates therapists as well as pastors. You're pretty much saying that as long as he has a penis, he should not be privy to in internal information, and that again is speaking to what I believe is the problem. That's limiting. I get what you're saying that there should be lines drawn. I do understand that there should be boundaries. I think we're smart enough to understand that, but to just
That's
nail it down.
different. That's professional help. And there, keep in mind, there is a such thing as confidentiality. I could sue you if you overstep. If you get inappropriate with me, I got some money in my pocket over there. I ain't getting no money in my pocket over entertaining Dre because he supposed to be
Period.
my friend.
Mm.
But you responded in a way of saying that it opens up access, which I agree
Because
with
that's a
you.
form of disloyalty. We're not gonna act like that's not disloyalty. That is disloyalty.
I think
Because who
I
says
can't.
that the Look, hold on. Who says that your man want this man to know all his business? What if your man is not even friends with this man? Why does this man get to know everything about your man, but your man don't know anything about him? Since
That's
when
your
is that
that's
even okay?
that's your fault. If he's not friends with,
Exactly.
that's your fault. If
I
you're
wouldn't
not
play them
friends, that's your
games.
fault. That's
I
not
wouldn't play
games.
that game.
But that's what I'm saying. Respect to you, but again, what I heard was that means therapists should not be male, nor should
That's not
pastors
what I
be male.
said.
You didn't have to say that. That's what I heard because you said based on his sex. That shouldn't be communicated. If he's another man, I could possibly be giving away information and therefore I could be taken away. How's that possible? That
Because
doesn't
we're
make
talking
sense.
about professional versus some guy who don't got no license in this.
I'm
There's no
sorry. I speak to my
consequences.
brother-in-law, like, about because we're all close. We're a very close-knit family. So, like, sometimes it's about the approach. Sometimes not that I won't speak to my husband, but sometimes it's about knowing how a man think. I don't think like a man. So a situation may come up that I'm befuddled about, like, why did he get upset? Blah, 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 about this. And I'll call my brother-in-law, like, yo, let me tell you this scenario. And he can give me advice based on a male perspective that I really would not have seen at all. And then that allows me to then go back and have a totally different conversation with my husband because I perceive something a certain way. Whereas just now here, these are prime examples of things that how perception, how things are seen very differently by men and women. So I'll go to my brother-in-law and I might ask him a question. He'll explain something. Nah, this is where you went wrong, or no, you should have said it like this, because as a man, he gonna take it like that. And then I can go back and have the conversation. Same
That
thing with
is
my husband's like best friend. She's call him and be like, yo, da da da. He's talked her off the ledge, like,
no,
because
that is
she has
so
that male
disrespectful.
advice. No, it's not.
Yeah,
You can
I'll
think like
explain
that, but
why.
I'm secure in my relationship. I
Hold
trust my
on.
husband, and even for him, her man, they have a relationship. So that's what True was saying. I think it's disrespectful when the people aren't clear about the other person, right?
Okay.
I think that's
That's
where the disrespect comes in.
I think in my personal opinion, and this is not a fact, but the way I see it, to say, "Oh, I don't understand a man," or "I don't understand what he said," the way I feel like when I hear that, I hear, then this is the perfect opportunity for you to